Welcome to At the Table,
where we are connecting entrepreneurs, discovering missions, and building communities with purpose, body, soul, mind, and business with
Charlie
and Heather with Free Time Solutions.
Hello and welcome to the table. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Heather, and we love Monday.
Yeah, it's Mindset Monday. Woo! This week, we read chapter 12 of Career Self-Care by Minda Zetlin, which is The Power of Yes and the Power of No, and
The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz, and chapter 12 the same, because we started them at the same time, so that made sense, right? The God within you. And this is a very deep chapter that kind of pulls in a lot of the stuff that we've covered before from the other books, from the Four Agreements, like pulling in like some of that knowledge that we already have. So if any of this is triggering to you, we're sorry, that's not the intent. Okay, so just stay curious and awareness. Okay, because we're not coming from any place of maliciousness.
No. And I love that Don Miguel Ruiz writes this in such a way that he's never coming from a malicious place either. When he talks about different religions or different stories within religions, he talks about them from a different viewpoint. And it's never felt negative to me.
Or judgy.
It was just a different perspective. And by the way he presents this, it makes you go, oh, I get it.
Right? Because remember, we can't see what's on the outside of our own box that we're in. Right. So however we're living our lives, right? There's the things that we can see on the inside, and then there's what other people can see from the outside. And we can't see the outside of our own box, which is part of our domestication, right? We shouldn't look at ourselves that way, right? So this is a really great perspective making.
It is. Yes. So a couple of the stories he shares is about Brahma and his partner Maya, that she convinced him to create the world and all this other stuff, because first he created her so that he would have a companion, right? And then she wanted all these things, so he would created all the universe and everything in it. And then she had him create humans as being the most intelligent creature that
could appreciate all of the things,
could appreciate everything he's made. And then she cut him up into tiny pieces and put a little piece inside each and every human. It sounds a little brutal, right? But it's that vision of whatever that belief system is, it's already inside us. Christianity says the same thing. Jesus died on the cross so that we can be free and forgiven and all that. But guess what? The power of that is already inside of us from the day we're born. Boom, right? So it's bringing all these pieces together in a different perspective, in a different way that makes you go, oh, interesting. That's cool.
So I'm going to back up a little bit, because it starts with letting us know that we are domesticated into suffering.
Yeah.
So when we talk about that, domestication is the cultural laws that we are born into, right? That the shoulds, all of that kind of
shame
stuff,
and
the
blame and guilt,
blame, all of that is the cultural domestication that we're born into, that box that we're in. So when we decide to step out of that box and no longer feel domestication and learn not to shame ourselves, right? When we learn these things, then that is when we become wise. Because and I loved the example of the shift being you're in a room full of drunk people and you're the only sober one.
Right. That's the mental shift piece. You're like, it's like everybody else is drunk on feelings and emotions and the shoulds and the woulds and the fears and the doubts and all the things. And you're looking at it from a totally different perspective because you're in such a different place that you're like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you don't want to hang out with all those people that are trying to put their guilt and shame on you, right?
Right.
Like, that shift happens for you.
And you become wise, and then you start making.
And some people will shift with you, but some people won't shift with you.
Right.
And that's a normal part of the flow, right?
Right. That's part of the growth path is, unfortunately, when you are growing, you are going to outgrow other people, but you're also going to grow into the next level.
Right. And there's new people there, right?
There's
So there's this moment where it feels like you're the only one doing this work, like you're the only one. It feels very lonely. And that is why we're here right now. That is like, yeah, because both of us were on that journey and feeling like, okay, we're the only ones doing this work. Who else could possibly?
Why does it have to be so hard?
Yeah, we were asking ourselves these questions, and then we met, and then we talked, and then we're like, other people need to have these conversations too. So here we are.
It is a lonely place to be when you're like, I do not fit in this space anymore. And that space can be your extended family. Right. It could be the family that you're in. It could be the people that you live with. It could be your friend group, right? That you've had for 20 whatever years, but you are like, I've outgrown these people.
And not in a I've outgrown these people kind of way, right? Like,
but more of a I need to protect myself and my boundaries. Because
you're working on the voice that you're talking to yourself in. It's a hard process. And part of that, there is a sheltering because you're growing your own awareness of what's happening for you and what patterns you're repeating and what patterns you don't want to repeat, because you get to choose.
And your next generation is going to look at you for them to learn the how, right? Because our kids, they learn more by what we do than what we say. They watch us, they imitate us. That's like their whole childhood is like imitating, adults until they're like 10.
That was the year that I used heirloom legacy as my words for the year. Like, this is important.
This is important.
I need to do this. And I didn't understand how much healed people heal people at that moment, right? It's totally a shift.
It is totally a shift. And healed people do heal people, because guess what? We start at the beginning with our own children, and we know from experience what hurt and pain feels like.
Right.
And we don't want to bring that we don't want to give that to our kids. That's not a legacy we want to give to our children to bring on to the next generation.
Right. I mean, and we always talk about like our parents did the best they could. And we look, Charlie and I talk about this a lot because we had interesting childhoods. So we really look at like they did their best. I understand where I'm coming from because I understand now the feelings they had when they were pregnant with us. Like, ooh, like that totally set us up for blah, 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 right? Like we can see it now because we've removed ourselves from it. Right. So doing the healing allows you to find the lessons in it too. So I love this part here. When you become wise, you respect your body. You respect your mind. You respect your soul. When you become wise, your life is controlled by your heart, not your head. You no longer sabotage yourself your own happiness, or your own love.
Mm.
You no longer carry all that guilt and blame. You no longer have all those judgments against you, and you no longer judge anyone else.
Mm.
So,
That would actually make a really good affirmation. It's like, I am.
oh, I am wise. I
am
respect
wise.
myself. I respect
love
my
my
soul.
body.
I respect.
Right?
Yeah,
Doesn't that feel good?
it does.
Mm.
I want to cry. Okay.
Say, just
We got
say
we
yes.
got tissues now. Just so you know, we finally got some tissues for the desk.
An actual box of tissues.
I was so excited.
Instead of the fancy tissues from the bathroom. True Self-Care by Minda Zetlin this week is the power of yes and the power of no. And I will tell you what, our lives have changed this year, over the last like 2 years, really.
Well, yeah.
Just because we listened to our intuition and we
yes.
said yes, and what that looks like. And this whole chapter is about making choices, right? The power of yes, the power of like when you should use yes, when you should use no, right? But really, it's both in the same.
Because you get the power to put your hand on your heart and go, does this align with me?
Mm-hmm.
Is this what my next right step is?
Mm-hmm.
So bam.
Right. Does this feel good to me? Could be even the first question. Do I like, am I drawn to this? Or does it feel like a no? Right.
Mm.
And if it feels a little scary, ask yourself why.
I love that, because then you get to face the fear.
Right. Why does this scare me? Is it a new job opportunity that scares me because I know that it will be life-changing for me if I accept it?
Right.
Is it a excitement-based fear?
Right?
Right?
Because excitement and fear can feel the same.
Right? So ask yourself, if you feel a little anxiety coming on, a little fear, doubt, even, ask yourself why. Why are you feeling that?
And I want to say too that the skills it takes to face fear are always the same.
Mm-hmm.
So face a little fear first,
like
something that's not super huge for you, right? Practice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna say no to going to that event. It scares me to not be with people, but I'm gonna say no. I need to stay home because that's what I need to do for me. And then, miracles happen. Like my bestie saved someone's life because I wasn't there. You never know.
You never know
what the outcome of is going to be. But when you're true to yourself and you start to feel what that feels like, and you do it just a little bit, and then you do it a little bit more, when those bigger fears come out, it's easier to face them.
because you already trust yourself.
Yeah. So take those baby steps. We talked about baby steps last week.
Yeah. Because you already trust yourself. Right?
I want that for all of you.
Trusting
yourself, it's so amazing. So amazing.
So she talks about saying yes to things that scare you, right? Which we talked about. Say yes to things you don't know how to do. This is the willingness to learn piece, right? There's been a lot of times where people have asked us, hey, can you do blah, blah, blah? And we're like, sure.
Charlie, how do we do this? We said yes, but now what do we do?
No, I guess we're gonna figure it out. And it's, we've learned so much through the process of working with people, and we've even told them, you know what, I bet you we could. I haven't figured it out yet.
Give me a week, I'll get back to you. Let's
figure it out together.
And there hasn't been one thing that we've said yes to that we couldn't figure out how to do. Well, let's hear that again. There has not been one thing that we've said yes to that we haven't been able to figure out how to do.
or that has been a complete disaster.
Right.
Right. Sometimes it's more of a learning opportunity than a disaster, right? And it's all in how you look at it, because there's been things that has happened.
I always
like,
go
oh,
to that
could be a
day
disaster.
we had Catherine in the kitchen and we were
Mhm.
doing a live podcast and none of our equipment worked. We weren't logged into the logins for everything got met. Like there was like every step
single thing that could go wrong.
was like, and we still made it and we
Yeah.
did it and we persevered and it was fabulous because I can still remember the conversation, right? Like,
Right.
just I admire her because she's someone who had their, like, as a woman, had their dream of what they wanted to do, and it took her 30 years to do it.
Yeah.
Like that.
She's
like, and she still did it.
She's still
Like,
doing it.
it doesn't matter how long it takes.
I saw her the other day.
She's been so busy working on a new book.
She is, and she said it's almost ready. So we'll let you guys know when she
I'm so
announces that
excited.
it's
Yeah,
done.
we're gonna have a go for a walk date when she finishes.
Say yes to things that aren't part of your original plan. Okay.
We just talked about
everything we have done in the last 3 years has not been part of our original plan. Everything that we have done, podcast, our plan. No,
it wasn't our plan.
No.
It was just saying yes to the next thing.
Our media business, our marketing business, no, not part of the plan.
I couldn't have jumped this.
No, we couldn't dream of all the really awesome things that have happened that have never been part of the plan. We just keep saying yes to opportunity.
And ourselves. Like, this was good. We should do it.
Right. And we'll even have conversations about what's the next right step? What does that look like? Let's talk detail. Is that hiring a person? What are the qualities of that person? And guess what? We've manifested John. So here we are.
Yeah. So get specific on what you need.
Specific.
We were like, oh, we always said that this person needed this. And if we ever have someone, they need to do this. And we need someone that fills in this gap and we need this.
And understands our vibe and has done the personal growth. And
oh my gosh.
We manifested John.
We almost have that lay on the yoga floor moment. We're like, yes, you get it.
Say yes to two-way doors. Okay, what does that mean? So if you say yes to an opportunity, is there a way to be like, you know what, this isn't really working out the way I thought it would, and take a different road.
The door can swing both ways, right? Like you open it up and take a look, and maybe it's not the thing, right?
Right. So things like selling a house, quitting a job, having a child, these are all one-way doors, because once you get there, there's no going back, right? But things like
new jobs.
Yeah.
Learning something, trying out something new.
Even like getting married or getting a tattoo can be considered a two-way door, because you can,
always change
it later, because you can
gosh, I did have I had somebody that got married and somebody else said, well, we all believe in divorce, so if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I was like, wow.
Thanks for the vote of encouragement, everybody.
We'll share that with the bride and groom.
Right.
But that's that two-way door, right? Like you hope that it's not, like you go into it
hoping that it's not, but if it's not,
it's okay to go out the back door.
Right.
It's okay. There's there's the ability to make an exit plan if it becomes not the thing.
Right. We'll have a whole nother talk about going out the front door instead of the back door, because
there's like, let's go, we're just leaving.
But
yeah, you can go out the front door, right?
Saying no. Say no when it's not what you really want to say. When your intuition is telling you no, just say no. When it's like, no thanks. It's okay to say no. Okay. Use a little tact when saying no. right? Be kind, but it's okay to say no.
And I try to honor myself. Like if I'm like unsure, I say I'm unsure. Like I'm like, can I think about this? Can I get back to you at, and I give myself some time, because decisions haven't always been a keen sense for me. Right. And keen discernment is something that's still relatively
That's
new.
actually the next piece. Say no when saying yes feels like too big a risk, right?
Yeah.
When you have to take some time to evaluate all the options, and it could take months, it could take years to get there, but saying no when saying yes feels like too big a risk. You might even ask for, you know, that's really great feedback, and I would like to think about it. There's a lot to consider here.
Right.
Let me think about it. What's the worst they could say? No, you have to decide right now. Well, then guess what? I say no because it's not right for me.
That's where it's
the power of walking away.
You need an answer right now. Awesome. The answer is no.
Right.
Because it doesn't feel good to you.
Right.
So I totally see that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that it doesn't start you thinking or opening up to a future opportunity that's very similar.
Oh, this is why I don't like car salesmen.
Ooh.
Right.
No. Buy it now.
And I'm like, no. No. Even if I'm shopping for clothes, I'll see stuff on the rack. I'll walk around the whole store and see stuff on the rack that I might like, and then I'll go back and pick a few of like my favorites to try on or something. And sometimes even then I will leave the store with nothing, continue, perusing and things like that, and really think about it. And I might not even go back that same day to the item. And if I go back and it's not there, guess what? It wasn't meant to be. And I saved a few bucks. And that's fine.
And then you're not, that's a whole
anyways,
conversation could go a whole other direction, but we're gonna stay focused here.
Say no when you'd be saying yes to please someone else.
Ooh.
Okay. It's never okay to disappoint yourself.
Never.
Okay.
You wake up and look at yourself every day in the mirror. You are the one who can't disappoint yourself. You need to make yourself the priority.
Say no when saying yes would take your focus away from something more important. Okay. You already have these plans and goals and things like that. Would saying yes take you away from that focus? Again, might be a, you know what, that's great, but not right now moment.
Or it might be like you're saying no to some sort of big event, or something that the family expects of you, right? So going back to that domestication, like, is this expected of me, or is this something I actually want to do? Is this going to help me grow and propel me towards my goals? So it's really staying focused on the things you choose. You choose. This is like your power right here. So you get to choose where you're focusing.
Right. But don't be so stuck on the goal that you're like cat claws holding on.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay to let go a little and see what happens.
Trust the process.
Trust in yourself. Right.
But that if you're really going in this direction and someone pulls you over here, what that feels like. Right. Like, and you can be like, oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. It's okay to have fun, but what is it going to derail your progress towards your goals?
Right.
The image that comes to mind is like college kids and parties, right?
Yeah.
Like, do I need to stay at home and study, or do I go to this party and play? And like super, immediate response, but as we get older, it's even
the consequences
are different.
Yeah. And there's always something that comes after a decision. Yes. No matter what kind of.
And if you don't make a decision, that is a decision.
Yeah.
One more time. If you don't choose, that is also a decision.
Yeah. And sometimes not choosing is giving up your choice.
Right.
So I encourage everybody to vote.
Right.
Right. Okay. Because not choosing is choosing.
In our family, it was you didn't have a right to complain if you didn't vote.
Right. Speak up.
Not that we should complain all the time, but that was my family's thing. Right?
Exercises this week are really good. Practice asking for time to think. Again, we talked about it.
Yeah.
Let's think about it.
It's really it really helps you learn how things are setting with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I think too a lot as coming from being a people pleaser, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to step out, go to the bathroom, take some deep breaths. Like, what is it that you want in this situation?
Right.
It could be the same thing as the other person, but your intentions might be totally different, and so it may still not vibe with them.
Right. Okay. Ask why not. This is that fear thing, right? Why not? Like, does it feel good? Yeah. Okay. Why would I not do this? Why not?
I like this. This is kind of a technique I used in parenting.
Yeah.
Like, if my gut reaction was no, I always asked why.
Right.
Why is my reaction no? Right.
No, because it.
Right.
That's the way grandma did it.
And that was never the answer I wanted to have. We're not chopping off the ends of the roast to fit it in the pan on Sunday. Right. Like, so like, why did we do chop off the ends of the roast every Sunday?
To fit it in the pan, not because the ends of the roast needed to be cut off. Right. Yeah. Do something embarrassing. Okay. This is working with that self-judgment piece, that itty bitty shitty committee. Go do something embarrassing. Dance, sing in public. You know, just do something that you might be a little bit embarrassed about. Just, you know.
So the first time I ever did karaoke, and I love to sing. I was in like church choir, like I did the things, right? But I always felt very judged. Yeah. So the first time I went to do karaoke, this gal got up before I even put my name in, right? She got up and oh my, this gal could not sing. But she was up there. I was like, she was trying, and the karaoke host was so nice. Like, just helped her through the song, and there was just so much caring for, like, you got up here to do this thing, and it doesn't matter that you suck at it. Right? Like, you got up here to do this thing. You showed up for you.
Good for you.
Right?
Yeah.
So then of course I put in a song, and I kind of bombed it because it wasn't really a song meant for me to sing, right? Like, you put something you love doesn't mean you necessarily should be the singer of it, right? So but over time, like there was a gal that over time going to karaoke was tone deaf. And even though she got up and sang every week and it was pretty hard to listen to, she still improved over time, and her confidence improved. Like, even she's still tone deaf, but she still got better. Like, what does that tell you? Like, you don't have to have all the skills. You don't have to be good at it. You just gotta practice. Yeah. Work at it. Show up for yourself. Every day. And thank you for showing up with us today. Let's have a great week. I'm excited. Are you excited? Very. Are you excited? Choosing, excited. Choosing, decided. We're excited. We love you. We'll see you next time. Namaste. Mwah.
As entrepreneurs, we have a unique opportunity to make a positive impact in the world around us. In a time when the world is shifting towards supporting local businesses and embracing community-driven initiatives, it becomes even more important for us to give where our heart leads us. At the table, we believe in the power of giving back, and that's why we have our cause of the quarter. This quarter, we are proud to support Perfect Pals, a local organization dedicated to rescuing and providing care for stray cats in our community. By supporting local causes like Perfect Pals, we not only make a difference in the lives of those in need, but we also contribute to the growth and well-being of our local community. We believe in small acts of kindness, and they can create a ripple effect of positivity, inspiring others to do the same. As we shift our focus solely from supporting large corporations to championing local businesses and giving back, we not only strengthen our community, but we also foster a sense of connection and unity. Together, we can create a thriving ecosystem where everyone can flourish. So let's follow our hearts and give where it truly matters. Join in supporting Perfect Pals and making a difference in the lives of these furry companions. Together we can make our community a better place, one act of kindness at a time. Thank you for being part of our journey and for embracing the spirit of giving. Together, let's create a brighter future for all. Are you tired of juggling endless tasks, struggling to find time for what truly matters? We have the solution for you. Introducing Free Time Solutions, your ultimate partner in reclaiming your time and maximizing your potential. At Free Time Solutions, we specialize in helping businesses like yours thrive in a digital world. From social media management to website optimization and branding, we have the expertise to elevate your online presence and streamline your operations. Imagine having time to focus on what you love to do while we take care of your business. With our dedicated team of experts and innovative solutions, we leave you free to pursue your passions and achieve your goals. Whether you are a small business owner, entrepreneur, freelancer, we offer comprehensive services tailored to your needs. Our goal is simple: to give you back time, freedom to do what you do best while we handle the rest. So join us at the table and let Free Time Solution empower you to take control of your time and unlock your full potential. Visit our website at www.yourfreetimeback.com. That's www.yourfreetimeback.com to learn more and schedule your consultation today. Free Time Solutions, your partner in success. Let's make the most of your free time together. Thank you for joining us at the table. Stay tuned for weekly readings on Sunday, Mindset Monday, discussing our weekly readings on Monday, and on Friday, our interview and potentially guest hosts. Stay tuned.
Thank you for joining in on the fun. Be sure to like and subscribe for more.